who was navigating the loss of her mother. I felt like the writing of this piece was very strong. The arc of the piece was very full, clear, with a huge payoff at the end. I felt that I liked even the music that started with the top of it, that drew us into this world, I thought was very strong. The physicality that Bree, where's Bree? Okay, that you had navigating this character throughout the ages, I thought was really well done. So you and the director working together, I think, really accomplished that in a strong way. Just little subtle things that you did, that you brought to each age, that really helped. One question that I had wondered what it would mean if I had wondered if you guys considered maybe using different parts of the stage for the different ages. You did it a little bit. You hinted on it. You directed the piece? Yes. Okay. And yes. And you did it like when Bree was sitting over here, and I just wondered about pushing that. I thought that was a great impulse on your part. I wondered about pushing that a little bit further in terms of even how you use the table or how you use the props, and how even pushing your physicality maybe a little bit further. You know, like when you're a businesswoman, you know, maybe putting your legs up on the table, kicking back, something, because the costume pieces, your physicality, all were really taking us there. I thought you could actually even maybe go a little bit further with that. In terms of the writing, I thought it was full, clear, very specific. I felt, is the playwright here? Oh, that's right, you wrote it yourself, I'm sorry. I felt that at times, I wondered if, like, I totally got that she was writing these letters to her mom each time, and I felt that maybe you could have trusted the audience a little bit more, and you didn't have to say that each time, like when she's on the phone and things like that. But that's the only question mark that I had in terms of the writing. I felt like it was so strong that you probably didn't even need that, because you set the stage for us and you set the story up in such a way. And then I'll let Jason talk. We had an idea about the staging in terms of the letter writing. We both had this note. I'll let you start with that.
And there was another little bit. I liked it, that it was these sort of 4 stages of love and loss of a mother and of a parent would be extremely difficult. And it would also be extremely difficult, like she touched on, with the exposition of the piece. And in a short form, I think you did pretty well. If there was some repetition, I think it could have been streamlined. In art, what we want to do is we want to get everything down to its essence, right? That's what we strive for as artists, whether it's a painting or a sculpture or a piece of dance or a piece of theater, you get it down to its essence, right? So I thought you tackled a difficult subject pretty well, and I thought that there just could have been a little more paring back. From the top, though, and I'm going to do this, everything that started off at the top where all the lines were back here was kind of interesting, but what would have been better is to bring it on, to bring that energy on stage and have it, no, don't, I gotta do this, please don't, and so that you're sharing it with us instead of it being off there, because at first we don't know what's going on. So bring that on as soon as possible. There was a couple of times, there was a time where Bree was perched on the corner of that little tiny table, and I was scared for you as the actor, because I would have been scared as the actor that this table's going to come out from me. So you got to be careful with those things.
Can you actually get her up here and try the writing?
Could you come up here for just a second? The other thing was, we get the idea that these letters are being written, but perhaps there's a way that we could do it through some sort of theatrical convention to have the same effect, right? And I don't know if maybe like one of them, it could have been, she was recording it on her phone, instead of writing it. But, the second or third time where you're writing the letter, or even in the second time, instead of writing the letter the whole time, you start by saying your first line, and then you look up and you deliver it as if you're talking to your mother. And then when you sign off on it, love. So just try that a little bit if you can remember it.
Like just the writing of the first letter or something, so that you actually, because the one thing that took me out of it with the staging was that, and I'm very Stanislavski, right? So I'm all about, you have to really be doing it. So, and you weren't, we can't write that fast or whatever. So I was thinking, we were saying, gosh, if it was a laptop or something, just to make that more realistic or make it more stylized. So what Jason is suggesting is that you have your pen and you start writing, and then we just go on a journey with you, and you're out here saying the letter, but we know you're writing the letter, but you're really just delivering it as a monologue, like talking to your mom. Yeah? You just want to try a little bit of it so we can see?
Which
We're
letter?
gonna see either one, whatever one you want.
Pick one. You pick the
Anyone
one
you
that you
want.
want.
Yeah, because two that we see your face more.
Probably not the first one, but not as the child.
Oh, yeah, that's true, thanks, Donna, yeah.
Yeah, okay,
I'm gonna take one of the, and we'll just do a teeny bit of it.
Dear Mom, Happy Mother's Day. It's my first without you. I miss you every day. It's not the same around here anymore.
Okay, I just got chills already, I'm sorry.
Is that not different already? Because now we're sharing in it, right? Before, your head was down here, and sometimes you would pop up and have the idea, but then you would deliver it back down into here. We want to see the performance out here because we want to see it, right? We paid for the ticket, we'd like to see the performance, right? And also, it doesn't trap you. This is an actor trap. Having to write a letter on stage is an actor trap,
Yeah, you don't need it,
right? It's a trap.
And so you did such a great job discovering the words as you go, and I think that just will help.
Yeah. And we get to share in the emotions, and we get to see you having the conversation with, it's about, everything's about relationships. All of this is about a relationship. Every single time you open your mouth on stage. Actually, every single time you open your mouth as a human being, it's because you want something, right? Every time. You want somebody to know something. You want to share something. You can, every time you open your mouth is because you want something. So we want to see what you want from your mom, right?
Yeah.
Right? All right. Oh, well, there was this one other thing, and no, go ahead and sit down, Maria. I'm sorry. When you're having to play multiple characters, as there were several pieces where people were playing multiple characters, or in Bree's case, you were playing the same character but at different ages. Think about where is this character centered physically? Okay? All of us in here, we all walk differently, we all move differently, right? Because we're different shapes, sizes, and ages. Yeah? And sometimes when we have to play characters that are much older than us, as we do in high school and college, right? We like, how do we act age? We don't necessarily have to act the age. We find where the center is. There's an actor, a comedian, you've probably seen his name is Stephen Tobolowsky. He talks about centering characters, like 3 different kinds of characters. There's more than that, obviously. An intellectual character center might be up because they're always in their head, and so they might be leaning forward, thinking about your center being up this high, right? And a character who's a very noble character, or a hero, or a lover might be leading with their chest because they're thinking with their heart, right? So that their center would be here. And then a base character, somebody who's mean or is interested in more base emotions and ideas, their center might be down here, right? Right? As opposed to somebody who's up like this. So think about that for any time that you're having to play multiple characters in the same thing. Where is the character's center, right? What am I leading with? Am I leading with my head, my heart, or my groin? Yeah? I mean, it's simplistic, but think about it. You all, as soon as I did those things, you're like, I know all 3 of those people. Right? So think about that, especially, as you go forward, if you do this piece again, with where's the center for these people? Because it can also take up from an emotional place as well. And of course, this character would be in different emotional places as her time goes on. Right? Yeah.
Cool. One quick last thing on that. When you got to the sonogram part, that it just the take care of her for me, that gave me the chills and the feels. It was so well done, and I love that you didn't give into the emotion on that. You really worked through it and played it, the writer and the actor. That was a great, and director. Yeah, really, really nice way to end the piece.
All right. So.